The Dunbar armored robbery. I remember that morning of September 12, 1997, like it was yesterday. The sun was just beginning to rise over Los Angeles, when one of the most audacious heists in U.S. history was about to unfold. I was investigating what would become an $18.9 million robbery at the Dunbar armored facility. At the center of it all was Alan Pace III, a regional manager who orchestrated what many consider the perfect crime. The city was just waking up, unaware that a group of men was plotting to change its course. The tranquility of the early morning was deceptive. Behind the scenes, meticulous preparations were being made. This was not just any heist. This was a carefully calculated scheme orchestrated by Pace, who had identified weaknesses in a seemingly unassailable environment. The setup. As we pieced together the evidence, we discovered that Pace had spent 2 years meticulously studying every detail of the facility's operations. He transformed himself from a diligent employee into a master planner, operating under the radar. From my experience in law enforcement, I'd never seen such patient planning. He used his position as regional safety inspector to memorize camera locations, guard rotations, and most importantly, when the vault would be at its fullest. What struck me most was how Pace carefully selected his crew. 5 men he could trust, each chosen for their specific skills. These weren't random criminals. They were carefully vetted accomplices who understood the magnitude of what they were about to attempt. Each member of his team was equipped with unique expertise that would be crucial to executing the robbery without a hitch. The perfect plan. The brilliance of Pace's plan lay in its simplicity. He knew exactly when the facility would be most vulnerable and how to exploit every weakness. I still marvel at how they chose to use a simple U-Haul truck as their getaway vehicle, hiding in plain sight, just another moving vehicle in Los Angeles. This decision was strategic. It allowed them to blend in while maintaining a sense of urgency in their execution. Disguises and misdirection played a crucial role in their overall strategy. They appeared as standard movers, which helped maintain the ruse. Still, the real cunning was in Pace's understanding of human behavior, knowing how guards would react and predicting their movements accurately. Security vulnerabilities. The more we investigated, the more we realized how thoroughly Pace had studied Dunbar's security system. They knew precisely where the camera's blind spots were and exactly when guard rotations would leave certain areas exposed. It was like watching a master locksmith who knew every tumbler in the lock. Not only did he study the technical aspects, but he also paid attention to the guards' personalities and habits, further enriching his understanding of the entire operation. By exploiting these vulnerabilities, Pace ensured that everything would unfold smoothly. His keen insight revealed not just the physical layout of the facility, but also the psychological aspects to disarm their defenses before they even realized they were being attacked. The execution. When they entered the facility that night, everything moved like clockwork. I've interviewed the guards who were there. They never saw it coming. The crew used pepper spray to subdue them quickly and efficiently, rendering them incapable of responding. Within minutes, they were loading bags of cash into their truck, each movement precisely timed and coordinated, demonstrating remarkable teamwork under pressure. The execution was so seamless that it felt scripted, yet it was all born from months of planning. They had practiced their movements and timings in private, ensuring that every handoff and action was done in sync. The challenges they faced during execution, such as unexpected obstacles or last-minute changes, were met with confidence, evidence of their thorough preparation leading up to that moment to get away. Their escape through Los Angeles was perhaps the most impressive part. I tracked their route afterward, how they split the money between multiple vehicles, disappearing into the city like ghosts. The plan had laid out every detail, ensuring they had numbered escape routes and backup strategies in case of an unforeseen event. It was days before we even began to understand the scale of what had happened. As time ticked away, the implications of the heist deepened. Their meticulous getaway became a hallmark of the operation, leaving little to trace and revealing the stark reality of how criminal ingenuity can sometimes outpace law enforcement. The aftermath. The break in the case came when we finally connected Pace to the crime, but by then, most of the money was gone. We only recovered about $5 million of the stolen cash, a stark figure against what was taken. One by one, we rounded up the crew members, but the bulk of their haul had vanished into thin air. The investigation stretched over months, as we worked tirelessly to piece together fragments of information that would lead us to the missing millions. Those efforts highlighted the challenges we faced in dealing with an operation that was so meticulously planned. Legal consequences. In the end, justice caught up with them. Pase recibe a 24-year prison sentence, and his accomplices faced similar fates. The legal proceedings emphasized the complexities of the case, raising questions about accountability and the prison system's ability to deter such intricately plotted crimes. But even today, millions of dollars remain unaccounted for, hidden away somewhere, a testament to the thoroughness of their plan and how well they executed their getaway. This heist changed everything in the armored car industry. I've watched how companies have completely overhauled their security protocols in response. The Dunbar robbery became a wake-up call about the dangers of insider threats, sending ripples through the industry that are still felt today. Legacy and lessons. Today, when I train security personnel, I use this case as a prime example of why thorough employee screening is crucial. The industry has implemented countless new safeguards, from enhanced surveillance systems to more rigorous background checks. But perhaps the most important lesson is that sometimes the biggest threats come from within, reinforcing the need not just for physical security measures, but for a culture of trust and vigilance. The Dunbar armored heist remains a stark reminder that no security system is perfect, but we can always learn and adapt from our mistakes. As for those missing millions, well, that's a mystery that still keeps me up at night, reminding all of us in the field of the constant evolution of crime and the need to stay one step ahead.